What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and EA Sports has just done it again, but this time in more of a wild fashion, alright? So, out of nowhere, they just dropped Reduxes. Now, I don't really mean to say out of nowhere because they've been doing it all year, but it's just about the fact that the way that the game is and the way that they do everything they can to hurt the community is kind of wild, and I just thought that we need to discuss it a little bit. We got to actually talk about what's going on. So, pretty much what happens now with all the chances of you to pull a Redux for all of the limiteds that have been released, it creates a kind of explosion right before Theme Team Surge 3. So we're going to go ahead and break it down real quick, right? Because many of us that thought that the cards that we may have had would have maintained some of their value, you know, despite all these other garbage cards like this, you know, with Easter and stuff like that, they were all trash cards, the Sugar Rush, all that. It wasn't really about those. The cards that really maintained their value was like the real deals, like these guys, right? Dan Dierdorf, you know, the Snoop Dogg and stuff like that. Those are the cards that are really going to heavily affect the players that were holding on to it to try to see if it can maintain the value and then sell it otherwise. So this is one of the main things that I want you guys to understand. It's not only late year Madden, EA Sports does different things without actually planning it out. And they understand, or maybe, I don't even want to say they understand. What it does to the community is documented. Every year it's the same thing. So it's not like it's the first time, oh, you know, they're going to do better. It's going to continue to go on in Madden 26. But this is the way that I want you guys to think. When you have a card and you know that the card's value is very, very high, I need you guys to always remember, right? You can utilize the card for as long as you want. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about the market, or you can be smart and know that, you know what? During certain drops, EA is going to bring, you know, they're going to bring out Reduxes. They're going to bring out other cards that may compete with the same position. There are so many examples of them doing it. So this right now is no different. All right. So let's take a look at what happened here. OK, we're going to take a look at Snoop Dogg because I've seen him sell for 10 million coins. Now he was averaging selling for like 7 mil. Like right now it's 7 mil, stuff like that. That card is not going to sell unless Snoop Dogg buys it himself, which he doesn't have to because he gets it for free regardless, and he's been getting his own card for free for a very long time. If you know, you know. But that's besides the point, right? It doesn't matter about this card right now because of the fact that there's alternate ways to get it. Now, the limited only quick sells for 350. It used to be 500. Realistically, the limited should quick sell, you know, pretty much around the rate that it, you know, the card was actually going for. Like if this should quick sell for about 1 million coins. You know what I'm saying? Because it was such a rare card, it was a different promo. You know, the basic limiteds, they should vary in coin quick sell. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about Snoop Dogg and we're going to talk about Dan Dierdorf. Now, both of these cards, right, were very, very high in price and maintained throughout the entire time, even after the Real Deal promo was done and they dropped Theme Team Surge 1 and 2. Okay, but now that you can get it with Redux, it doesn't really matter because you can pull a Redux out of any pack. So not only does EA introduce something else into the world other than Chaos, they make you believe that you're more likely to pull other packs and get these cards now. You guys remember when I showed you in the video, like, yo, I'm getting rid of Julio Jones? I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know how long you guys been watching. But some of you guys are like, yo, Gia, you sure you want to do that? Julio is a dog, all this stuff, right? This is what I was planning for. But I sold Julio maybe 2 weeks ago because I just knew, like, the way that they work, it's going to definitely affect what I'm trying to plan for. Now, I've also been asked the question, okay, G, it's late in the year, right? What are you planning on doing with the coins? Other than rookie premieres, nothing. If you guys, while I'm live streaming, want to see me do something or experiment with the card, that's all the coins are going to be there for. But we don't know their route that they're taking. Also for the fact that college football is involved. So they could easily add something about college football. For those of you guys that are going to be playing College Football 26, they may add something in regards to that into this game. That's what they do to tie everything in there. That's why the deluxe edition and all these bundles are there. That's what it's all about. So everybody needs to understand. It is very, very important that people understand what is going on in this situation. If there is a card that you wanted that was a limited, it's available for you now. They dropped all of them. Everything is there. The only thing that you can't get right now are the newer Theme Team Surge limiteds, the Gronkowski, and I think the Tom Brady. You know, all these other cards that just dropped, you know, the SAP, those are too recent. So I didn't see any of those, but everything else is there. So now, when you check the market out and you start to see, like, at one point, Mike Alstott was going crazy. This card was going for like 4 or 5 mil. He's a Redux now. So even though the Reduxes are harder to pull, it opens up another avenue for you to be able to do it. Now, getting to the actual market, right? When you go to the market right now and you just type in quality and you go to 99, 98 to 99, whatever, there's a flood of just so many things going on inside the market right now. So no matter what you're doing within the game itself, you have the opportunity right now to put together a pretty decent team to finish the year up. There's literally no reason why you shouldn't have a decent team at this time, because everything is just there. Nobody really cares about the cards. 265K for these cards, like 99's going up for 315. It's weird, bro. William Perry down to 337. All of them are here. You have to now make the decision on what you want to do. And another thing that I was going to say to you guys, if you wanted to test out a limited, right? And you were like, yo, G, should I buy the Redux or get the actual limited? The answer to that question is how close in price are they? Because a limited obviously is going to quick sell for 350. So if somebody pulls a Redux and they're selling it for the same amount of, around the same amount of coins, you would obviously buy the limited. I just want to make sure, because some of my newcomers were asking that. Like the Reduxes are there as another option of the same exact card. But if something is very, very close in price, you would buy the actual limited so you have, a refund for it, so that way you're not just putting the money out there. Remember, the Reduxes are just Redux. So when the card is just completely, non-existent and nobody cares about it anymore, you get what you can get. And that's ultimately it. So this is another thing I want you guys to go through. Check out the prices. Ted Hendricks, right? He was going for 1 million million coins when it dropped, right? 1 million coins. Now look at him. This guy just dropped. He's already 450. It's a complete diabolical scheme. Randy Moss. He was never really a good card though. Even when he dropped earlier. So it is what it is. I have no idea who put this middle linebacker up for 551 though. It's pretty nasty work. I don't know if everybody's going to buy that, but this is just something that you have to go through and look for. Look at golden tickets, 619, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, 619 though? Okay. And then if you wanted to really go crazy, right? And try to see exactly, what you can actually get for a specific promo, just go by the program. But everything is completely shot. We were looking at it during the stream. It's like really, really bad right now. So this is not the time for you to try to be sniping anything, because more than likely these prices aren't going to go up for the cards that I'm showing you. So you just have to make the decision of, are you going to actually pull any packs to try to get one of these cards? Because you can see the Reduxes are going to be lower in price, but people are going to try to get their coins up. Nobody's going to buy them. Like, nobody's going to buy these cards, but people are going to still put them up for a higher price. And then now you have the option to pull them instead of the golden tickets out of the 98 to 99 pack. So this is, I just wanted to make sure that you guys are very up to date with it. This pack right here was spitting out golden tickets, right? But now it's probably going to be spitting out Reduxes. And who knows, you might get Snoop Dogg as a Redux. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So that's what's going on with the market right now. And you have to be careful with anything else that you buy right now until we know what's going to be required to complete the rookie premiere. I would tread very, very lightly. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have a beautiful day. One love, y'all.